24th of June 2022. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Well, I'm sure by now you've heard that Roe versus Wade's been overturned, but technically all it's done is it sent it back to the states, saying you can make your decision in your states on how you want to deal with this. And what's this going to cause? We're going to see riots this week. More than likely they're going to start now and just keep going through. And once each state makes its own law, you're going to see more and more riots. You're not safe anywhere. You know, you may think, well, I live out in the country here, I'm safe. And you are a little bit away from what's going on. But this right here is more than likely going to be one of the major straws that sets everything off. You got to think, election cycles. Why was this leaked a couple of months ago? Simple. You know, that way they get the word out before it happens so these groups can start getting ready for their protests, and that's what they're doing. I've seen some on TV here, a little bit of the protest, but that's nothing what we're going to see. I firmly believe, think back to the LA riots, we're going to see that in multiple states now. You know, guys, you're not safe. You're not. Quit thinking you're safe everywhere you go. You're not. I've told you repeatedly now, you got to keep your head on a swivel. You got to be aware of your surroundings at all times. What this is going to do, you're going to see groups. I'm sure you're going to see Black Lives Matter in this for some reason. I don't know why they would be in it, but they'll be in it. Antifa will be in it. You're going to see all these groups, and they're just going to keep protesting, and we all know what the peaceful protest means. You know, what have we seen over the last 2 years? They're sitting there saying, well, it's okay to go in and take over a whole city. You know, that's fine. Do whatever you want to do. It's okay to burn down buildings. That's okay. But you get a group of Second Amendment supporters together that's peacefully protesting, that's illegal, you know, and they're actually peacefully protesting. They're not burning nothing, they're not destroying nothing, but yet you get these groups out here that we're going to see, excuse me, we're going to see this weekend and for a couple more weeks, you're going to see these groups out here that all they're trying to do is destroy stuff, and that's what you're going to see. If I was you and you live out in the country, you don't have to go to the city. I would try to, I would stay out of the cities. If you're in the cities, you've got to protect yourself during this. We've seen what's happened. And unfortunately, if you do get in a situation where you have to protect yourself from some of these people that are going to be rioting and protesting, you know what's going to come from it. Look back at Rittenhouse. He was arrested and charged. So it's a hard decision to make right now. But I would highly recommend you to have ways to protect yourself. Let it fall where it falls, you know. That's a hard thing to say. You're going to see these protests hit every major city. They may be peaceful for a day, maybe an hour or two. But as the night goes on, we know what happens. We start seeing things burn. We start seeing all kind of craziness going on. And this is a major topic in the United States, is abortion, you know. You'll hear the people that's for abortion. I was in a chat room just a few minutes ago. This lady said, my body, my choice. Well, I asked her. I said, you know, it's okay that you look at it that way, you know. But what about the last 2 years when people would say my body, my choice over something, and people would say, no, that's not right. You know, you're affecting everyone around you. You know, they pick and choose how they want to do this, or how they want, you know, my body, my choice. You know, guys, you can see how far American has fallen. I mean, we're just setting. If you remember when we were kids, you'd play on a sawhorse, and that thing would rock back and forth like that. Well, now we're at the point where this thing's about to fall, like somebody's jumping off the other side, and the side you're on just hits the ground. You know, that's where we're at. That's why this was leaked earlier. So people could get, I firmly believe whoever leaked this was told to leak it. It wasn't some, just, I want to do it just to, start stuff. They were told that way these groups had time to start getting, their members together, start getting their money, financial backings and all this. It was done on purpose. And now we are going to see our country burn this summer, and we know this. We have so much other stuff going on. We have gas prices, we have food shortages, we have raised prices in food. Electricity, rent, everything is going up. And you add this in on it, it's just boiling, and eventually it's going to boil over the pot, and then that's going to be it. This right here is more than likely one of the straws that's going to set everything off. You got to think, election cycle coming around, Every year on election cycle, we have craziness. We have mass shootings, we have protests, we have all kind of stuff going on. This one here is a huge topic. I highly recommend you be aware of what's going on in your area and avoid these places at all costs where these protests are. Avoid them, because I don't want you to get caught up in something, and more than likely, like I said, if you get in a situation where you're going to have to defend yourself or your property, you need to know more than likely you're going to get charged with something. That's just the way it is, and the person doing the stuff that's causing you to get involved will not be charged. That's just how it is now. It sucks that it's like that. You know, that's why we need to have more people, you know, speak up. Most of your 2A rights activists and all of them, they don't do a whole lot. They sit there and they say what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, but yet they never do it. They never do it. You take a group like these abortion rights people, now they get out and do stuff, you know, they get together. But unfortunately, what they do is they're going to wind up burning stuff and destroying stuff, just like every group does. You know, this is why you've got to be aware of your surroundings now. You're not safe. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. I expect to see it in my little town. I'm sure somebody will set up some kind of little protest or something around here. They usually do when it comes up to this situation. Guys, let me know what you think. Comment below, like or dislike the video. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. You know, let's try to stay safe during all this. It's the best thing I can tell you is stay safe, be aware of your surroundings, always keep your head on a swivel, because you're not safe in America anymore. Guys, if you're prepped up, keep prepping. If you're not prepped up, start prepping today, because things are just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. And when it happens, what you have is what you have. That's it. Stay safe, get prepped up, and keep your ears and eyes open, especially now that this has been overturned.